After a devastating 120-116 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers, I believe it is time, Mavericks fan, that we need to talk seriously about Jason Kidd as well as Tim Harvey Jr. and their tenure here with the Dallas Mavericks after just a horrible game where the Philadelphia 76ers don't even have Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey missed the majority of the third quarter with a head injury, and somehow this game still just slipped through our fingers and we came out with the loss. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news and everything Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 85.9% of you guys are not subscribed. That number is slowly going down, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys hitting that subscribe button. We are on the road to 5K subs, and once we reach 5K subs, I'm going to start going live for every Mavericks game so you can get the live play-by-play, live commentary. In case you can't watch the game at home, you can watch me watch the game for you. But without further ado, let's talk about today's game. This afternoon, it was horrible, but from the start, it looked very good. We've been on like an 11-0 run, looking very nice. The shots were falling. The guys looked good. It was like a flash in the pan, because just like a flash in the pan, it was over right after the first timeout called by the 76ers, and they went on a run. It was a battle of trying to hang in there. We were constantly down by 10 points, it felt, throughout the entirety of this game, and the moment we brought it in within 10, it then turned into a 15-point deficit where we were constantly playing catch-up. It was a mixture of just many turnovers, just bad shot selections, horrible defense. And we're going to talk about certain players and things that I saw that needs to be addressed. But let's look at the box score real quick for the Dallas Mavericks. PJ Washington was a +4, played really good defense. He was hitting a few shots. He had 13 points, had 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. He was 1 of 7 from 3. He had a couple air balls that were just egregious. He was also 3 of 10 from the floor, but hey, 13 points, thank you. Derrick Lively with only 4 points, had 5 fouls quick in the game, had 1 turnover, 1 block, 3 rebounds only. Kyrie Irving with 28 points, but he also had 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And Luka had 38 points, 7 turnovers, with 1 steal, 10 assists, and 11 rebounds. Josh Green with only 7 points, 2 turnovers himself, 1 steal, 1 assist, 6 rebounds. Off the bench, Maxi Kleber finished with 2 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. But in his defense, he did play some solid defense down the stretch, and I did appreciate seeing him in the game for once. And Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't play 20-plus minutes, had 15, which if you ask me, it was 15 too many. Finished the game with 2 points, 1 assist, shot 0 of 6 from the 3, 1 of 8 from the floor in 15 minutes of play. My man was getting straight cardio. But Derrick Jones Jr., who was the highlight of the game, it felt like, had 21 points, 1 block, 0 turnovers, by the way, had 7 rebounds, was 5 of 5 from the three-point line, and he was hot, 7-9 from the floor. Daniel Gafford, 13 minutes, 0 points, was a -11 in the plus-minus box, had 3 fouls, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and Dante Exum only played 8 minutes, only had 1 point. Wasn't really on the floor much to really get anything going. But the things I want to talk about that were bad, that were obvious, and we're going to talk about the things that were good. Daniel Gafford, I understand. This game, I understand. The last few games where he wasn't playing a lot, and I'm calling for more minutes, I want more Gafford. This game, I kind of saw exactly what a lot of you guys in the comment section were telling me about, where horrible perimeter defense. In the first half, every single time, I saw it in live, not live, but I saw it live happen during the game. In the first half, Maxey would have the ball. They do a switch where then Gafford's on Maxey. Maxey blew by him every single time, which resulted in Daniel Gafford with 3 fouls quick in the first half. Didn't really see him much at all, if at all, in the second half. I can't really remember if I even saw him in the second half. It was egregious. Daniel Gafford, unfortunately, was just a non-factor in this game, and maybe it's just because it was a bad matchup. Maybe he just shouldn't have really, maybe those minutes were all that he really needed, or maybe our defensive schemes just weren't working. Maybe if we see Maxey getting a switch on Daniel Gafford, hey, someone switch with Gafford, because that's not who we need guarding Tyrese Maxey. So Daniel Gafford just was non-playable in the first half. Didn't really see much of him at all, if at all, in the second half. It just wasn't helping. But Maxi Kleber, I do like what I saw from Maxi Kleber. His box score really wasn't popping out. He really wasn't offensively that efficient or really productive on the offensive end, but his defense was really good down the stretch. Played well within himself, and I'm glad to see that he actually got some run, because that lineup to close out the game, I was like, yo, keep this. Please don't change anything. If anything, maybe throw in Josh Green for Derrick Jones, because like Derrick Jones will hold his left shoulder, a minor injury. I don't know. Don't want guys playing through injuries, because obviously Luka Doncic is playing through an ankle injury, which we saw come up a few times, where I think at least twice he went down holding that ankle, but he still somehow pulled a 30-point triple-double. It was just crazy. But yes, Daniel Gafford just wasn't really effective at all in this game. Again, the switch up of Maxey on Gafford was just money for the 76ers. Tim Hardaway Jr. 15 minutes, which I said earlier, 15 minutes too many. 2 points? You're just out there just shot chucking. Every time he got the ball, he just wanted to get rid of it. And the distance between him and the 3-point line was huge. I'm like, you could step into it. You could get a little bit closer. And Tim Hardaway Jr. is the type of player where if he's in a way one-dimensional because his defense was horrible. For whatever reason, we were putting Tim Hardaway Jr. on Kelly Oubre, and Kelly Oubre was just going right past him. Tim Hardaway was putting no effort on defense. Again, another player who's a non-factor for us this afternoon, and it was just crazy. But again, Tim Hardaway Jr. is a player where he's a shooter. If the shot's not falling, unfortunately, what else is he going to do? Because he wasn't attacking, no mid-range shots that were really going down except for the one, and then his defense was just non-existent. It was just a non-factor. But again, Derrick Jones Jr., I want to talk about something good. Derrick Jones Jr. tonight, 21 points, 7 rebounds. He was 7-9 from the floor, 5 of 5 of 3. Bright spot tonight, and that's just something good. I want to mix a little bit of good with the bad because I don't want to harp too much on what was bad. A little bit of a bright spot was Derrick Jones Jr., who played very good defense tonight. This afternoon, playing very good defense, and his shot was good. I saw in the first quarter, he had made, 1 or 2 threes? I was like, okay, all right, Derrick, I like what I see. And then for the rest of the game, I was like, all right, where's Derrick? He was hot in the first quarter. Third quarter, he got it going. Fourth quarter, he kept it going, and it was just great. Again, on any given night, you never know who's going to be that third guy to help Luka and Kyrie out on the offensive end. We were hoping it was PJ, who did have 13 points. But tonight with 21 points, it was definitely Derrick Jones Jr., who had a very solid game, who deserves more minutes, and I'm glad that he got more minutes. But the other stuff that I did not like was the turnovers, man. You thought it was a bakery out here with all these turnovers we were just giving up. I swear it seemed like the Philadelphia 76ers had maybe 30 points off of our turnovers. I'll throw the box score back up. Because as a team, we finished with 17 turnovers. What is going on with the ball? Luka Doncic alone had 7 turnovers. And again, Luka Doncic being our team's best player, it seems like he can do no wrong. And I don't want to turn this into a let's just dogpile on Luka because I understand he has an ankle injury. But those 7 turnovers are unacceptable. A lot of those were bad passes. A lot of those were just horrible takes and just careless. Again, careless passes. We know Luka Doncic is a very amazing passer of the ball, like Magic Johnson-esque or John Stockton-esque. Any great passer, Luka Doncic is one of those guys. But not this afternoon. I saw a lot of turnovers, a lot of bad passes, a lot of cross passes that just wasn't going. It was just egregious. But before I get ahead of myself, let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. Tobias Harris had 28 points, 1 steal, 1 assist. Mo Bamba had 8 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Kyle Lowry had 8 points, 1 steal, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey had 24 points. Even though he had 4 turnovers, he still finished the game with 2 steals, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Buddy Hield with 11 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 4 rebounds. Kelly Oubre off the bench with 21, Paul Reed off the bench with 13, and it was just a slaughter fest. It was just a slaughter fest. And I'm gonna just go ahead and go right into the segment, the good, the bad, the ugly, because I'm all over the place. But let's just reel it all in. The good that I saw this game, like I said before, it was Derrick Jones Jr. just being extremely efficient with the ball, scoring very well, defending very well. He had an excellent game, especially over the last few games, where it seems like he was in Jason Kidd prison, where like, hey, you're on the bench, and that's where you're going to be, and we're going to give all your minutes to Tim Hardaway Jr. But thankfully, Jason Kidd saw, hey, Derrick's actually playing well. Maybe I should play him more. And he had a great game, so that's the good. I was actually having a hard time finding what was good this game, but thankfully Derrick Jones was good for this game. The bad was the turnovers. Like I said, as a team, we had like 20 turnovers, and they were scoring off of our turnovers too. And again, we only lost this game by 4 points. If we committed half of those turnovers, it's a completely different story. And the ugly goes to Tim Hardaway Jr. for playing 15 minutes with 2 points, shooting like what? I'll throw the box score back up. He was 1 of 7, about 1 of 8 from the floor, and 0 of 6 from the 3-point line. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s game tonight, this afternoon, was completely ugly, along with Jason Kidd's just coaching. Now, down the stretch, I'll give Jason Kidd his credit that thank you for not messing up that lineup that was closing the game out because Kyrie was on fire. Not really having a good first half, but fourth quarter Kai is a real thing. He hit, 2-3 threes in the last few minutes of the game trying to bring it in. His in transition, fast break, go-ahead jumper is pure money, and we saw it back-to-back. Fourth quarter Kai is a real deal, and we saw it tonight. So thank you, Jason Kidd, for not messing that up. But for the first 3 quarters, yes, Jason Kidd, your coaching was ugly. Extremely ugly. And something needs to change, guys. Something needs to change because we can't continue the rest of the season like this. We have about 21 games left. A few easy teams coming up, but come playoff time, we're not going to be up against easy teams. We're going to be playing above our talent level, and we need to act like it. We need to act like we can rise to the occasion and meet these teams at their level. Again, the Sixers didn't even have Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey missed the majority of the third quarter, so Tobias Harris was just going rampant on us, and we couldn't stop him. We couldn't get a shot off. And again, just come playoff time, if we see the Nuggets, if we see the Clippers, if we see the Kings, like there are teams that may be better than us, and we need to learn how to play up to our talent, or up to our opponent's talent, and not playing down to our own. We need to learn how to step up in these big moments. But one more thing I want to show you guys, man, just to put into perspective, in the first half, Tim Harvey Jr., 0 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3. Minus 10 in the first 10 minutes with 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points. 10 more minutes of Jaden Hardy in 4 miserable defensive possessions allowing points. Tim Hardaway Jr. was a non-factor. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, Jaden Hardy's a young guy. He's not going to do no better. I'm going to start the campaign right now. Jaden Hardy needs those 15 minutes. In this game, you should have gave Tim Hardaway Jr. a DNP and gave Jaden Hardy those 15 minutes, because I have seen enough. And I'm sure you have seen enough of Tim Hardaway Jr. and enough is enough. We need to try something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and then expecting a different result. I'm not trying to go insane watching Tim Hardaway Jr. night after night, game after game, just give up so many shots and so many turnovers and not producing anything for this Dallas Mavericks team. It's working against us. But we have another game on Tuesday. I want to say it's Tuesday against Miami Heat. I got to double check. Probably wrong. Who knows? This game really messed with my head. But good things are to come. It can't be this bad forever. Hopefully the Dallas Mavericks can bring it together. We can start winning some games, stay in the play-in picture, because I'm not sure if we'll get that 6th seed. The 7th seed might be our ceiling for the rest of the season. But you never know. Maybe we do go on a 21-0 run, and I'd love to see it. But thank you guys for making this far into the video. Make sure you comment and subscribe. We're on the road to 5K subs. Check out the Discord. The link is in the description below. And y'all take care. We'll be back with the next game, after game analysis. Any news between now and then, you know where to find me. Y'all take care. Peace.